Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Tamisha Denis, and this is Dentist Live. I'm so excited, as usual, every week to come and talk to you guys. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I was having some technical difficulties. Normally, I try to do this right around 5 o'clock or 4:45, but as you can see, I'm still wearing some scrubs, so I'm a little late to the game, and I'm starting to see some people coming up. Let's see who is here. Here and gone. Hi, Adir. How are you? I still have some questions I know I'm so late. I still have some questions of yours to answer. So I guess if it's you and me, we're going to have a little chat. I'm pretty sure I see some other people coming in. If you've never been on my live before, yay, nice to see you too. If you have never been on my live before, it's really great if you just say hello, even if you don't have any questions. I always like to say hello and see where you guys are from. And in a little bit, what I do is if no one's asking questions right away, then I'm gonna start to answer some of the YouTube questions and comments that I got this week. I got some really, really good ones. So, I mean, I think Adir, you gave me some really good ones that I haven't had a chance to answer, but I figure I can answer some of them right now. So forgive my tardiness. I'm hoping some people are driving on their way home. Remind me, Adir, where are you from again? Tell me where you're from. I forgot. I know you're on the other side of the pond, I think. So yes, I'm going to give Israel. I knew that. Why is that sadly? No, that's awesome. Israel is a great place to live. I have a hygienist that goes there all the time because she just got married. So she travels there, and I would love to go there one day. All right. So we're going to get there so people don't come in. I know people like to come in and out. They hear parts of what I'm saying and then they leave. Please, 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 if you ever have any suggestions about the things that you like about the live or don't like about the live or want to give me tips on, I always love to hear it. Like I said before, I'm wearing scrubs because I had a very, very long day today, but I'm here and I'm committed to being here every week. All right, so let's jump right in. Hi, Mitch. You're from Grand Forks, North Dakota. Oh my gosh, it's probably so cold there right now. It's probably ridiculously cold there right now. I don't know if everybody knows this. Oh, maybe one day you will be in the US. It would be awesome. Come to Florida. I went to school in University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, so I'm very accustomed to the cold weather, and I absolutely hate it. I hated all of it. I am born and raised in Miami, and I can't tolerate the cold weather. I don't know if it gets cold in Israel too. All right, anybody else want to say hello? I don't have to say your name. I could just say hello, but I'm going to start answering some questions because I know in a little bit there'll be more people, and then I'll start jibber jabbering and I won't even get a chance to answer all the questions. So let's go. So last week, I know, and I'm going to be in a cold place. My sister, who is also a dentist, lives in Tennessee, and I'm going to go to rehab. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Every time I say, hi, how are you? That's my fellow dentist that's here. And you are from, remind me again where you're from. I know you're on the other side. I love all these people that it's like almost midnight over there and going. Yes, Mitch, I think I've seen you before too. UK, what time is it in the UK? What time is it in Israel? And North Dakota, it's earlier in the afternoon than it is here too. Yes, UK. Rahab, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Rahab, and I'm saying rehab. I know somebody was asking me to sing the other day. I say, they're trying to make me go to rehab. Cindy, hi, Cindy. Oh, you're a dental student in Ireland? That is so cool. 32, it's like midnight then. Oh, not midnight, but just after midnight. Cindy, how is dental school how is it different than in the United States? In the United States, I get this question all the time. See, this is what happens when I get chatting. I forget all about the questions and comments that I'm going to answer. But I always write like really long dissertations of answers because it's so difficult for me. When I see a question or comment, like I imagine that I'm in the dental chair with the patient and like how I would respond to them. And I don't want to miss anything. And I want to make sure I answer all of the questions. And I want to make sure I explain. So sometimes it's really hard because I want to say all of that. But if you want to, you can tell us what's the difference of dental school. 4:30, that means your day is not even like you have a whole day left. Me, my day is done. I'm not a night person, so my day is done. All right, so I'm going to start answering a question. For me, somebody said, for me, the scariest part of going to the dentist is spending money, especially after finding a cyst covering 3 roots. And it's funny because I already planned my top 3 things of the things that are most scary about going to the dentist. Just to scare all of you right now, I still have this thing sitting on my desk of this anesthesia needle that I was using during my my presentation. But I know money is definitely going to be on my list. I mean, that's unavoidable. Most of the fright of people, what they feel is about going to the dentist has a lot to do with finances and how much they think we're going to say. And sometimes they over exaggerate as far as what they think is going to be really expensive. They don't need an undergrad to go to dental course. I'm 17 and the undergrad is a qualification. The course is 5 years and you're fully qualified. Yeah, that is awesome. I know some dental schools, and you come out of school debt-free. Ooh, I don't want to talk about how much student loan debt I have, but that is a reality in the United States. Mitham, I remember your name too. Hi, what about the sterilization of instruments with just oven heat? Is that enough? And what is the temperature? You're giving me some hard ones because I need to remember. I know about there's dry heat sterilization and there's steam sterilization. Dry heat, I believe, is about 525 degrees. Don't test me if it's Fahrenheit or Celsius. When I get to the office now, out of curiosity, I'm going to look that up. And then also the steam sterilization, I think, is about that. There is a temperature at which all spores and all bacteria and viruses and all of those things that they die. So I know that there is a critical heat on our sterilization pouches, which I don't know, for some reason I thought I had one in my here, because when I bought this here, it was in a sterilization pouch, but they have little indicators on there, and those little indicators, it will change a color. So if the sterilization machine worked properly and did everything it was supposed to, then it would change colors. So that's definitely something that we do. Big King Dog 83. Yes, of course we offer laughing gas. I love laughing gas. When we're in dental school, they actually, when we do rotations through clinic, and one of the clinics we rotate through is the oral surgery clinic. And the oral surgery clinic, we do laughing gas on one another. And when we do that, it's so much fun. Now, laughing gas, the way that it works, and one day that I will kind of do a video, I think that's a really, sometimes we do these things and I'm like, I need to write notes because you guys come up with such amazing questions. And I feel like, man, that could be dedicated to a whole video. I was looking for my little notepad so I could write that down. So 1:30 in Iraq. Wow, AM, right? AM, it has to be Wednesday now, right? Yeah, for sure. So let me finish answering this question. So what we do is we do it, and the way that nitrous works is it's only working when you're breathing. When you're breathing, the nitrous is working. As soon as you exhale it, then it's gone. And that's why you can drive yourself home. A lot of times in my office, I do a combination of laughing gas, nitrous oxide with Xanax. It depends on the person. Some people, they need both. It literally will change a child. That means we will go from someone who is not even tolerating the appointment at all to laughing and giggling and being happy. Now, that doesn't make them compliant. They can still choose not to open their mouths, but for the most part, it really makes you giggle. I mean, if you've never had laughing gas and your dentist has access to it, you should try it because it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't say this joke because it's not very good, but when I was 19 years old, I had my wisdom teeth taken out. I was in such excruciating pain. I was in college at the time in Alabama, and I went home to get in. They gave me laughing gas. And I remember I just passed out. I just went, whoa. And the lady was like, oh, honey, wake up. And then she made me wake up. And then I thought to myself, oh, this is why people do drugs. I mean, it was so nice. I know this sounds horrible. Please don't think that I'm telling everybody they should do drugs. But that's the thought that came to my head. It's so relaxing. It makes your body feel like jello. And you just feel giggly and happy. It's nice. Especially if you have anxiety, it makes you not care so much. Do I offer 6-month smile? I do not offer 6-month smile. There was a point in which I had investigated it, and I didn't like it just simply because 6-month smile is based on your 6. They call it your social 6. your social 6. Some people thought that was a funny story. I like that. Your social 6, and your social 6 are your front teeth, the 6 ones across from canine to canine. And basically only if you have minor tooth movements in your social 6 does 6-month smile apply to you. If you are not, if you have crooked bottom teeth or you have a lot of things going on, it's not going to fix it. So it's a little bit limited. So I decided not to do it. I always go in. There are so many things out there for dentists. I know that as a consumer, you guys see a certain amount of things, but there are so many things. When I go to a dental conference, it's crazy. Hello from Poland. Oh, I just answered your question. You're the one who was talking about finances. I hope you didn't miss that one. But I just answered your question about finances being, because I think it's the same name. Yes. What time is it in Poland? I want to know, man. So I only have one North Dakota, but then you said, oh, Mitham, not Mitch. Hi, Mitham, nice to see you. I know I have another dentist in the whole mix. Do I have another dentist who's watching? Please let me know. But I just answered your question, and I said, I will be making, you're such an awesome dentist. My dentist is pretty good, and I go there every 3 months for a cleaning. I was awake and had laughing gas, and Novocaine for my wisdom teeth. I know. Yes, 23. Man, you guys use military time. I don't even know if you guys call it military time. If you call it military. So 23:39 must be like 11:39 because it's almost the next day. So Poland must be much more east than I think Adir is the furthest away in terms of time zone, in terms of Tuesday. Okay, Adir asked, there is something that some people need. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's made to straighten teeth instead of braces. If I'm right and you understand what is it, can you explain? I am not really sure. I didn't know how to answer that question because I know I have heard of other things that straighten teeth that are not braces, but they're more like things that people jimmy together. I don't know. I had a dental lab technician was telling me about some sort of retainer that can move your teeth, but it's still kind of braces. Anything that you have to do a series of something in order to straighten your teeth well, invisible braces is clear aligners. You know, I always have to get something. Hold on. You know, I like to use models and stuff. I have this here. This is MTM. I try to explain to people all the time that there are a lot of different things besides Smile Direct Club. Hi, Mega Hips. Hi, nice to see you. I know you were here last time too. So I don't know how well you can see this, but this is MTM aligners that is from another company. There's many, many companies that do these things. I know we're always thinking Invisalign is the only one, but Smile Direct Club is doing it. So many people are doing it. But anything that through a series of aligners. So this just goes to show you how every time you come in, and I don't know how well you're going to see this guy, that the teeth, you see how that tooth is kind of sticking up? I'm not doing a good job of showing this, but you come in and you get a series of aligners that eventually move your teeth until you're where you want. So if you look at this, this is the worst thing ever, how this tooth in particular continues to move all the way until it's straight again. So that's how it works, like that. Okay, let me see. Do I do a lot of composite bondings? It depends on how you're looking at composite bondings. If you're thinking composites which fill a tooth, absolutely. Composite bondings on the front teeth, like for cosmetics, not that much. I do enough. I'm not a huge fan of them because they can stain over time. And anything that can stain over time and doesn't last, I'm always cautioning my patients. I don't want to have to redo something for you because you stain it with coffee, but any composite bonding on your front teeth is going to stain. It's inevitable. This is what I was talking about. Okay, so this is what you were talking about. You're talking about this. But remember, it's the same thing as Invisalign, Smile Direct Club. It's the same thing as all of them. There really is no difference. They're all about the same. So, I mean, but the difference obviously with the Smile Direct Club, and that's why I made the video that I made, is really about whether or not sorry, my kids are making lots of noise out there, whether or not you are a candidate. That to me is the most important thing. Even my patients, I tell them, I don't want you to waste your time or money on something that's not going to work for you. Like, why? I don't want to be the person to do that to you. And I don't think you should be wasting your money on something on the internet. What would you substitute teeth with? Composite with the front teeth? No, not a root canal. Root canal is not necessary. If you're just doing it for cosmetics, there's no need to do a root canal on the front tooth. Now, a lot of times I have people, and I can think of a couple people off the top of my head, who had Hi Rock Simmer, Gal for God. Your name sounds so familiar. I think you were here before. Hi. So the options with fixing your front teeth can go as simple as a bonding, like you have a chipped tooth, and something as complicated as something getting veneers or crowns. There is no blanket situation for everyone. Everybody has a different idea about what it feels like to shave their teeth down. I do not recommend it for people if I don't see multiple issues with your front teeth. If you have teeth that are dark, teeth that are crooked, and a lot of other things, and you want to get veneers or crowns, great. But if your teeth are pretty perfect, there is no way I'm going to be the dentist to shave your teeth down. I just won't do it. Like I had a patient last week, and she was like, oh, I'm so sick of my teeth. I just want to pull them out. I'm like, you're not going to get me to do that. I won't do it. Like, if I don't believe in that, I won't be the one, because I know that you will regret it. I know that you're going to be like, why on earth did I let this dentist do this to me? So if I don't feel like I can stand behind something and say, okay, this is a good idea, and I can stand by that, you're going to get a result. I think of myself almost like interior decorator. I know that sounds kind of odd, but a lot of times, like if you think of, like, if you ever watch any of those HGTVs, I wonder if you guys have, hi, you get from the UK too? What's up? That's crazy to me. All these Europeans, I love it. But if you ever watch, do you guys have HGTV over there? Can you let me know? So if you watch any of those kind of shows, you'll see like decorating, like they'll flip a house. They'll go from something that looks completely trash to something beautiful. I'm going to answer that. Completely beautiful. And when I look at someone's mouth who needs a lot of work, I can imagine in my head what they're going to look like later. So even though they can't imagine, they don't really understand the process, and they're just concerned about the shots and the needles and the drilling and everything like that. In my head, I have the end goal in mind. And that to me is very important. I am very, UK loves me, yay. I am very connected to the psychological aspects of treating a patient. That means I understand, number one, you're doing something that is dramatic for you. And psychologically, you don't enjoy doing it, even though you want the end result. You don't like the pain in the process. You're not going to enjoy it. You just want it to be done. You want me to snap my fingers and wave my magic wand and you be done. So I understand that. And so for me, when somebody is ready to do work, I try to prepare them psychologically for what they're going to experience, because now you have to wait for your crowns to be ready, and you have to make sure you like all the little intricacies. So that takes a toll on you psychologically. So a lot of times dentists, we get a bad rap, but it's not really what we are doing. It's really all of the whole thing. It's like root canals. People say, oh, I need a root canal, so horrible. It's not necessarily the root canal itself that was so painful, but it's more of, I didn't sleep for 3 days, and I had to go to the dentist, and then I went and they had to give me a shot, and like all the things that go with that. So painful. And it's what coats the whole thing with a negative experience. So compassion is a huge thing for me, because compassion is what gets you through it. At minimum, I can be kind. And sometimes I become the scapegoat, because I become the bad guy when all I'm trying to do is help, because I'm the one with the needles and the shots and the things like that. But I'm okay with that position. That's a part of what I do. That's the hard part of being a dentist, that sometimes in order to get to the other side of something good, sometimes people have to go through something that's not so comfortable. And I try to keep compassionate for that. It's difficult, but it's like when it's done, it's done, so then we celebrate, I tap dance, and make sure it's good. Which which toothpaste is good for teeth? Did I do a video on that yet? Oh, I recorded one, but I haven't listen, I'm going to give you the secret. All toothpaste is good for teeth. Now, there are the big differences. Do you want fluoride or do you not want fluoride? Some people have this I had a patient the other day tell me that fluoride kills their third eye, and they don't want fluoride in their body. It's like, fine, but everything deserves a self-experimentation. That means that if you're going to do no fluoride toothpaste, which is just fine, you shouldn't be getting cavities. Now, if you're getting cavities left and right, maybe you consider, maybe you do need a little fluoride in your toothpaste. But I respect all forms of naturalism. I like all of that stuff. I have absolutely no problem with things that are self-healing, that are positive for your body. People want to get rid of mercury in their mouth. Man, I have no problem with that at all. But you have to have a philosophy, and I'm always going to try to honor what somebody wants to do. So if they don't want to do fluoride, that's just fine with me. Even x-rays, sometimes I'm a little bit more lenient, even though I need to see, but some people are like, oh, I don't want x-rays, blah, blah, blah. And unless I have to see, listen, I got to see, I'm not going to over radiate you for no reason. So my other patient, he's from California and he's in Colorado and he's all 420 happy and stuff like that. And he's like, oh, Dr. Denis, you're a holistic dentist. I'm like, I'm not a holistic dentist. I'm just somebody who is going to honor what you have chosen to do within reason, because I do know how to be firm at the same time. I don't know, did that help you with the toothpaste question? I hope that did, because really all the whitening and desensitizing stuff like that, it's like, I mean, you might as well put a little a la carte and say, I'd like a toothpaste that's desensitizing and whitening and rebuilds my enamel and all of that at the same time. Which one is going to do that? Because they have so many. Like, my goodness, they have so many. All right, Cindy says, would you use porcelain much? I'll stop. No, you're not bombarding me with questions at all. Porcelain in what sense? Because we use porcelain. Now, I don't know if you mean porcelain like the composite bonding, or porcelain, the actual porcelain that we put in a crown or a veneer. Now, we have to, porcelain is a very general term, and we kind of blanket it with everything. So we could use zirconia, which is an all-mark crown. You see, every time I say something, I think I'm in the office, I start looking around for models and stuff. I am going to do a video about that, because dentistry has changed a lot of times when I tell somebody that they need a crown, they think that I mean the porcelain fused to metal crown, which is in a crown. Okay, porcelain fused to metal crown, which means that there's a metal base, and on top of the metal, we layer porcelain on top of that, bake that to mask the color of the silver, and therefore we get a nice looking crown. Now, we do zirconia or all ceramic crowns in all kinds of form, lithium disilicate and all these fancy names. And they're white on the inside, white on the outside. That means that when your gums recede, it's still going to look nice. You're not gonna, I don't know if you guys know anybody who has these dark lines at the corners of their teeth where they have crowns. The reason they have that is they have these old school crowns that turn black, green, gray. They're not very nice looking. And it's not because the crowns are not nice looking, but also because the edges of the crown, as your gums recede over time, they look dark and it doesn't look very nice. When your gums recede on an all ceramic crown or all porcelain crown, you will not see that dark spot, and that is a much better looking than anything else. Mitch says, are fluoride treatments necessary for adults? If you're high cavity prone, yes, and not ever necessary. So for children, their teeth are still in the building stage, all of those things. I know there's a lot of school programs in the United States where they will come to the school and then they will do fluoride treatments on all the kids. Some of these kids are underserved areas where they don't have access to dentists. So they're just doing it like a blanket, like preventative. Let me just wipe that stuff on. I find that fluoride, I mostly use fluoride varnish on my patients who have a lot of sensitivity, a lot of root sensitivity. So right at the gum line, and I was making this joke the other day, you know, when I watch things about dentistry on TV, like I'm going nuts. Like I'm looking at everybody's teeth. I literally cannot go to a party. I was dancing with somebody the other day and I was like, because I did a dance performance, that's on another, and I'm dancing and just saw one brown tooth. I cannot help myself, but tangent. The commercial was like, oh, the Sensodyne commercial was like, oh, sensitivity begins at the gum line. Yes, sensitivity begins at the gum line because your gums recede. And fluoride is a really great way to kind of calm that sensitivity. Now, I get people with crazy recession with a zero sensitivity, and I get people with, I mean, I don't know, to meet the tiniest recession, and they're in excruciating pain. I had somebody come in this week. I'm looking at my phone to look at the next question. But I had somebody come in the other day. His recession was so small. And if you guys don't know what recession is, it's just basically the gap between your gums and your tooth. So fluoride varnish is really good for that, but it's not, I know, right? I'm already talking to, every time I do this, like I'm always shocked that I'm still talking. All right, so Taylor Anderson says, they said, do you skip root canals if you can afford implants? And I wrote a dissertation of an answer if anybody wants to read it. But basically, just because I believe in implants doesn't mean that I just get rid of all procedures. I'm not going to yank somebody's tooth just because they need a root canal and a crown, I'm always sure to give people options. And the number one option for everybody is to do nothing. You can do nothing. If you do nothing, you will serve the consequences of doing nothing, but you always have the option to do nothing. And sometimes you have the option to wait, but in dentistry, unfortunately, when you wait, you're also going to cause more issues too. So I have patients that they have abscesses for a long time. I had somebody come in this morning. It's like, it's been a year. So you're taking a gamble. Maybe that thing grew, maybe that thing didn't grow, but it is something that you need to be careful of. I have some other questions to answer, but I was wondering if anybody had any questions about this. I feel like when I was doing the video, because it was one-sided, it's like, because I don't know how much regular people, Cindy is the one that is in dental school in, I forget the country already because I'm trying to get everybody together, is in dental school abroad. Well, my abroad, not your abroad. Do they let you do dental anesthesia over there? Because I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious, a consensus. Does this freak you out to look at something like this? Like, is this something that freaks people out? As a dentist, obviously, yep, Ireland. Do they allow you to do anesthesia? In Florida, they passed a law that you could do, that the hygienist can do dental anesthesia. So when they're doing a deep cleaning, I know somebody else mentioned, I'm trying to keep track of everybody, that they go to the dentist every 3 months. That's excellent, excellent, excellent. Keep doing that. You are preventing yourself from having all of these bad things happen to you, but and not needing to do a deep cleaning again. But I'm just curious, like, does this freak people out? Because, okay, I realize, and I said this earlier, that I'm very connected to how people feel about dentistry and how it scares them. And obviously, I said this in my last video, my goal really 100% is to get rid of all of these things that you are fantasizing about being so horrible that are not as horrible. Literally, I gave myself dental anesthesia the other day. Don't tell anybody. I did. I needed to, and I had to go in a little area. So look, so I say that, and I put my finger on it because I just want to show that. But nobody's answering my question, so I'm figuring everybody loves the dental needle. This is not like a thing for them. I think it could be scary because it's an uncommon item. You're right, and it looks like a weapon. You know, it looks like a weapon, but it's not. It's not, and that's the point I was trying to make on my video. And I tell my patients this all the time. I need to hold this. So because I need to hold this, we have all of this thing. I need to hold this. Number one, the anesthetic is dripping all over my computer, but I also need to put this little carpule inside. And in order to do that, it needs a place to go. Believe me, if I could, I would take this little, this is a short one. I would just take this little thing and go like that. And I'm sure that it would be a lot less scary, but I got to hold it. I got to put the stuff in there. They have all these other ones, but they all look like guns. We use impression material and we call it a dental gun, composite material, and we call it a dental gun, and people freak out. I'm very, very careful as to the language that I use when I'm in the dental office because I am very, very casual with it. Like, it doesn't bother me at all, but I'm also not, listen, I'm standing up and you're laying down. You're not the person. And I know that a lot of people have a lot of negative experiences with their dentist. So yeah. Oh, I had another really great question. Again, a lot of your questions give me really, really great ideas, but I had a really great question for someone who has no teeth. Like, what are the options when you have no teeth? You know, I feel like a lot of times, like you can do local, general, et cetera, anesthesia, but it all depends on the patient and their fear level. So you can, because in the United States, we have to do special permits and classes, which I've done to be able to sedate people. Kings and queens, hi, you're late. I'm just kidding. But the hygienist cannot, must be a dentist orders, yes. All the tooth, and yes. Mitch says, yes, the needle freaks me out, but it gives me some laughing gas and nice and calm. I have patients who every appointment, they get laughing gas. Okay, so all on 4. Oh, I did it again. I'm looking around. I'm looking for stuff. All on 4 just means that they're going to place 4 implants, typically 2 right here, and then 2 like in some ridiculous positions that go into your jaw. And those connect by screws to a bridge that is connected Most of the time it has some pink part. I'm using very layman terms here, and they screw it in and you don't take it out. That's what all-in 4. Then there's all-in 6, which I do a lot. That does not have as much pink part. I place 6 implants, and after I place 6 implants, I basically do a bridge. I'm looking around again. It's forced to habit. I place, because I have the model in my house, in my office. So I placed 6 implants. I just finished a case like that. It was beautiful. And all of the teeth go on that. You do not remove it. But when you're talking about what are the options, if I have no teeth, you basically have 3 options. And it's really that simple. Number 1, you're going to get a denture. And dentures are not fun, okay? Unless you're replacing an existing denture. That is a huge jump for people to go from feeling the roof of their mouth, feeling normal, to feeling like something is in their mouth. It is a huge jump. It's like going from this to like, you know, like which one do you want, right? So like when you have a denture, yes, dentures are feasible economic options, but they are not fun to wear and they affect your lifestyle big time. Everybody is concerned about the finances. Everybody is concerned about the pain that it's going to take to get them to where they're going. But you have to think about what your lifestyle is going to be. Are you going to feel confident to smile? Are you going to feel good when you go out to eat? My husband, he had a friend and he used to like talk about how he talked to her and talk like this all the time and he was like talking like that. And I was like, I never met the friend. And when I met him for the first time, I was like, he has a denture. The reason he speaks like that is because he's trying to make sure that his denture doesn't fall out of his mouth. That affects your whole life when you don't have teeth. So option number 1, you have a denture. Number 2, your second option is literally to get implants. Now you could get an implant with, I'm giving you guys a whole video I'm going to do later. You could do implants that have a denture that snaps into place, which is a great option too, but you may still have more bulky material than you want. Or the last option is to do an implant option that is fixed. That means we put it in and we do not remove it. Obviously, that last option is the most expensive option. The last option is the most expensive option because it requires the most amount of work and it takes much more time and much more surgery. With it, I'm in the process of just starting another woman who we're going to lose all her teeth again, mostly gum disease. Gum disease is so serious. The person who was saying that, I think it was Mitch or whoever, said about the whole 3 months, going every 3 months. That stuff is so important. I saw your question. But if you lose your teeth because of gum disease, my God, like you have to, like that's a huge jump for you. Like if you already had a partial and then you change to a bigger partial and you add it, that's a different kind of jump. But if you go from having all of your teeth to having none of your teeth, yeah, the denture is going to look nice. Yeah, the teeth will be nice, but will you be happy? You have to think about that. Will you be happy? You can beat me over the head and say, oh, it's so expensive, but are you going to be happy walking around with the denture? Now, I have people who are happy. They say, oh, I love my denture. It's great. And then I say, well, can I see it? And they go like, boop. And they spit it out at me. So, I mean, how great really is it? How great really is your denture if you could just pop it out without even like anything to me? Kings and Queens says veneers. Veneers. Oh, is this a follow-up to a previous question? Do you have a question about what veneers are? My best analogy, and I say this to all the women because it's the easiest, is like if you get your nails done and you put something on top of your nails, which I need to get my nails done, please don't look. That's what a veneer is. A veneer is we only take the front parts of the tooth out and we bond something onto the front. There are composite veneers, which are composite that we sculpt and mold and put them on. And there's porcelain veneers. And porcelain veneers come from a laboratory. We take a mold, we give you a temporary. We send that off to the laboratory, and then the laboratory makes a porcelain piece. That's where lumineers comes from. Remember, all of these things are name brands of something that we commonly do in dentistry. Same thing in Invisalign. Invisalign is just clear aligner therapy, right? Just everybody makes their own brand. ClearCorrect is clear aligner therapy. So the same thing with lumineers. Lumineers was very popular at one time because lumineers requires you not to shave your teeth down. The problem with lumineers is that if you have a normal size or big tooth, then you're going to have an even bigger tooth when they put something on top of your tooth without shaving anything down, which is kind of ridiculous. So imagine your teeth as they are. That's the same problem I have with Snap-on Smile and some other cheap options that I've seen, something for $15 on Amazon, where people basically just stick something in their mouth. I'm like, ooh, Like, you look like I mean, I'm trying not to be mean, but it kind of looks like a horse, right? Because now you have your natural teeth and then you have something on top of your natural teeth. Now there are people with these really tiny teeth, and they put something on top. Oh, no big deal. Because now you get your teeth. They actually said, I don't know if anybody knows this, but they also say that having bigger teeth makes you look younger. So I've been told. Oh, wow. Okay, that's all my recent questions. And by the way, everybody, thank you so much. I reached 10,000 subscribers. I know that even though that 10,000 number sounds like something, I appreciate every single person, but I more than everything appreciate all the people who show up to the lives all the time. That makes my heart so happy. It makes me feel like I have an audience that cares about this information that I'm putting out there, cares about the effort that I'm putting out there, and it makes me, I mean, completely so happy. Dear, thank you. We will meet one day. We will. So yeah, so all of those things, I mean, those, you know, for me as a dentist, I do understand what consumers hear and know. And obviously, I can't be the dentist for all of the people that are my YouTube subscribers, but I can, I was going to say a bad word, help you sort through the BS, if that makes any sense. Help you sort through the BS. What's my location? My location, I'm in Coral Springs. I answer this question, I think, every live. I'm in Coral Springs, Florida. That is, if you don't know where Coral Springs is, thank you. I'm in Coral Springs, Florida. If you don't know where Coral Springs is west of Fort Lauderdale. And I always have promotions. We do free cleanings in our office and all free consultations on your first time. And we accept almost every insurance, which is fantastic for us because we do free cleanings and we do free deep cleanings. And the reason we do that is because I found that deep cleaning is so important, but deep cleaning doesn't get any attention. And people, I mean, I've heard dentists charging $1,000 for deep cleaning. You thought charge $1,000 for deep cleaning? Guess what's going to happen? People are not going to do it. People are not going to do it. And at the end of your deep cleaning, you'll be like, oh, I feel no different. Because gum disease is not painful. So if you need a deep cleaning, and you don't get it, I don't want to charge you some exorbitant amount of money so that you feel like you can't get the deep cleaning. And if you can't get the deep cleaning, you're not going to do anything else and you're going to lose your teeth. And the last thing that I want is for you to lose your teeth. And, you know, for me, I'm hoping that the current of dentistry is changing and that people feel like connected to their dentist and like a dental home. And they feel like their dentist wants what's best for them. Now, if you don't have a dentist that knows what's best for them, either you find another dentist, you navigate through that person so you can advocate for yourself. I believe that not just for dentistry, I believe that for yourself in your own health. Always advocate for yourself. Say, this is what I feel, this is what I know, this is what I want. Are you and I connected in a way that we can work together? Because it is a teamwork. I cannot help your mouth all alone. You have to help me too. You have to do your part at home. You have to take care of what we're investing in all together. N1 says, in one day, how many times should you brush your teeth? I mean, on the textbook answer is 2 times a day. But the more important thing is, oh, that's hard for me to say, because I was going to say the more important time is at night, because that's when all the little buggies are in your mouth. And guess what the buggies are doing? The buggies are eating what you ate and all of your leftovers. And all of your leftovers in your mouth, they are very tasty and sweet. And what the buggies do is they deposit acid onto your teeth. And when they deposit acid, they make holes in your teeth. And that's where you get cavities. So the most important time to brush your teeth is at night. However, if you are a social person and you talk to anybody in your life, you really need to brush your teeth in the morning also, because that is the time where people are going to smell your breath, and everything about your teeth is so social. This is what we are projecting to the world. Everything. And you do not want to project. I wish it would sound like a little green odor would float through the if you said, oh, a green odor is coming out of your mouth, and everybody would beware, like in the cartoons. But the reality is, if you're a social person, I tell everybody can be thing about bad breath. I get people all the time who come into the office and ask me about bad breath, but you have to have somebody in your life who can be honest with you and say, yeah, your breath does stink, or no, your breath doesn't stink. I don't know why you think that. You know, it's hard to do a self-test. I did a video once, you lick your hand and you smell it to see if it's sulfur. I'm not sure if that's that accurate. Somebody else telling you is even better. Kings and Queens says, wow, free cleaning and deep cleaning. Did you decide that? Listen, that was a battle for us. That was a battle for us. We had done like a, you know, there's dental consultants and they tell you how to run your practice and what's the best way. But the philosophy that we adopted, and we didn't make this up, the philosophy that we adopted is you want it to be easy to get in. And the harder you make it, listen, I say this all the time. I have people that just even coming in through the front door is already a big deal. So coming in through the front door is a big deal. Now, if we put all of these other barriers in there that make it even harder, then you're not going to do it. And there are things that people need. And I preach this all the time, that people come into the dental office, they have 10 fillings need to be done, all of these crowns and root canals. You know what they do? They do nothing. They do nada. And if you do nothing, you do nada, you are going to get nothing and you're going to get worse. So if you do one thing at a time, you're already making it. You're already making it. You did one thing at a time. What's the ew part, kings and queens? I forgot what I said. That's you. I don't even know. Lourdes. Hi, Lourdes. I've seen your name before. The deep cleaning is very painful. Yes, it can be painful. I will not lie. I will not lie. Sometimes it's painful, but remember, that's why we give you dental anesthesia. Oh, this is back. Okay. So yeah, that's why we give you dental anesthesia. And if it's painful during, you need to talk to your hygienist, talk to your doctor, and make sure that they're numbing you properly. Do you know how many times I get people come into the office and they say, oh, my last dentist could never numb me. I can never numb. I can't get numb. And I numb them. I'm like, you need to make sure that they're numbing you properly, or you'll always feel uncomfortable. But yes, you're gonna have a period of uncomfortability after we give you pain medication, and you give it a couple of days and you'll feel better. It's not fun. I don't lie to anyone. I'm not saying it's fun, but so necessary. I mean, if you want me to scare the bejesus out of you, I can show you all the people that I pulled all of their teeth, not for cavities, but for gum disease. Okay. All their teeth are moving. They have plaque everywhere. I did something on Monday. It's the same. There's plaque everywhere. Like when I pull the tooth, it's black. That's the deep cleaning, is taking away that stuff. Clean your tongue. There's tongue scrapers. There's tongue scrapers. Bad breath, the number one culprit is on your tongue. Is on your tongue and dry mouth. So you need to clean your tongue. If you're not brushing your tongue, you need to brush your tongue. Include that in your oral health care. Everybody should be brushing their tongue. There's so much bacteria and stuff that live on there. Now, you don't want to kill all of it. That's why I don't believe so much in Listerine. Don't tell Listerine. But I don't believe in so much because it dries you out. You want to maintain some of your good bacteria as well as your bad bacteria. Well, I don't know. You want to maintain the good bacteria, because if you make it all dry and too clean, then you get all pasty and gross. You want to keep some of it alive. Don't kill anything. What do you think about kissing newborn babies on the mouth before they have any teeth? Can cavities, bacteria transfer? Yes, they can. But it's not necessarily the bacteria. It's also like if you have cold sores and stuff, you're giving them a virus. I mean, I have children. I kiss them in the mouth. I kiss them all over. But if you have, yes, periodontal disease can be transferred now. Without getting R-rated. There's other things that you should not do if you have bad gum disease too, that have nothing to do with babies. So you're always sharing your germs with people. So if you have a regular bacteria, that's one thing. But if you have a cold sore and other things, or have abscess in your mouth, you should not be kissing any babies on their mouths. You're sharing bad stuff with them. Now, is it going to show up in disease or cavities? Not necessarily, but it's not good for them. Oh, ew, the buggies in your mouth. Yes, buggies live in your mouth. Yeah, buggies live in your mouth. Buggies live in your skin. Buggies live on your guts. If we saw the little creepers crawling all over us, we'd probably be so scared and freak out. We probably couldn't kill them all. Hi, Matt. Good information. Awesome. Thank you for coming. Optimistically cynical. Ooh, I have a question. Why do you have a bamboo next to the evergreen branches? Do you think we were idiots? Bamboo next to evergreen? I don't know. I'm not trying to fool anybody. I guess you are optimistically cynical. Any other questions? Because we're going to start wrapping this up. Any other questions? All right. I appreciate everybody who came out today. I'm always so happy to... I'm glad you subscribed too. I really appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for the landmark of 10K subscribers. I'm hoping 2020 is going to be Awesome. If anybody ever has any video suggestions or anything that you'd love me to talk about, I am too happy to talk about it. I always get so many video ideas from just having these conversations with you, because I find that in dentistry, there's so much intimidation going on. People feel nervous. And I hope that this is like a safe place where you guys can say whatever you want. And you can ask questions that maybe you're even not sure if it's a good question to ask your dentist. I don't take anything for granted in terms of like, what is an obvious thing to know? Because I'm a dentist, I don't know what people don't know out there. So it makes me feel connected to that, so that you guys can also have that too. If you have not talked about adult braces, oh my gosh, I just did a video about adult braces. I'll give you this last question before I'm off, because you know it's dinner time. Matt J, by the way, where are you from? I didn't get that part. Adult braces, I just finished answering this question. I think Dear asked it. We were talking about clear aligners. Yay. Tuesday, not Wednesday. Oh, you're Wednesday because you're in Israel. I say that. Sorry, because he said 5 minutes. It won't be until next week. Oh, I got a visitor. Okay, I'm almost done. Okay. All right, sorry about that. So we were talking about adult braces. Oh, I'm so sorry. I will add that. I will save the adult braces thing. If you write a comment, I'll give you a little thing, but adult braces in short are a lot more complicated than children's braces. Children are growing, and because they are growing, it allows for a lot of changes. Coral Springs. Oh, you're in Coral Springs? Oh, awesome. Are you not my patient? Good night, Lourdes. But you know, adult braces, there's so many options, but it is limited. You cannot accomplish everything you want to accomplish. The more aggressive the feel you want, the more you should probably go towards traditional orthodontics with brackets and wires. And even they have their limitations. So always go asking lots of questions. Oh, Matt, you're a patient? Now I got to look you up. Matt J. I got to look you up. All right, well, hello. But yeah, so you can tell everybody, Mitch, I should do a live from my office. Yeah, it's just the time of day. I'm never quite there at that time, but I should do a live. And in my office, I'm often interrupted. If you think I'm interrupted at home, I'm often interrupted in my office there. I always have lots of questions and people who want to see me. So it's a lot harder for me to kind of sit around and chat for an hour. Like there's no way that could happen. It would have to be on a Sunday, unless anybody wants to do lives on Sunday, which I wouldn't mind, instead of Tuesday. But I mean, these are a huge priority for me. I really like the interaction. It's a different forum for me because I'm just relaxed. I'm just talking, even though I'm wearing because I work today, but it's just a lot more relaxed. So I hope that helped with the adult braces. Just make sure that you're very picky and you ask lots of questions, so you make sure what the results, because often orthodontists lie about how long it's going to be for you to get your teeth straight. So you want to make sure you enter it with that full understanding. If you don't mind being brackets and wires, do it. If you need to choose something that fits your lifestyle, choose something that fits your lifestyle. If you are going to lose your aligners, don't get clear aligners. Get brackets and wires. If you don't want brackets and wires because you don't want to look like you're 14, then get clear aligners. It's really that simple, but be realistic about what you can accomplish. All right, that is my sign-off talk. I am all done. I think if I could literally, I would rattle off every single one of your names just to say how thankful I am. Always so grateful. I hope that as you guys go into this holiday season, you have a great day. Bye, Adir. Bye, Matt. I'm going to look for you to see who you are, because now I want to know who you are. All right. Have a great night. Happy Tuesday. Happy week. And thank you, kings and queens. Have a great week. And see you guys next time. Bye.